Alright everyone, we're going to go ahead and do my 15th game of Jeopardy for the Game Boy, in which thus far, I have won $440,000. That's right, 440 grand in 14 games. Uh-oh. I forgot to plug in my controller from the Super Nintendo. Here we go. We're going to map this game, and let's see if we can add on to that 440 grand. We're going to play with these categories. Dorfmans, American Indians, streets, notice the quotation marks, movies, playwrights, and hats. I like American Indians for 100. She married John Rolfe, not John Smith. Who's Pocahontas? As mentioned, in 14 games, I have accumulated $440,000. I'm only 60 grand away from breaking $500,000, and it's not at all impossible that I could do it this game. We'll find out what happens. American Indians 200. World War II paratroopers made this Apache chief name their battle cry. Who is Geronimo? Nope, let me rephrase that. Who is Geronimo? I don't get any extra money for that, but hey. At least I get $200 for that correct response. American Indians 3. Manabozho was the actual subject of this Longfellow poem. What is, Evangeline? Oh, that's wrong. Oh. I might have just figured it out, but that's okay. I think I might have just figured it out, but it's too late. Let's see if Matt knows this any better than I do. Hiawatha! Yeah, it's Hiawatha. Alright. It's okay. It's still early. You can get it back. Dorfman's 100. In this ABC sitcom, teachers at Fillmore High include Mr. Moore and Mr. Dorfman. What is head of the class? Dorfman's 2. Slated near Chicago in 1983, Alan Dorfman made millions from this union's pension funds. What is the Teamsters? Who are the Teamsters, I should say? Sounds right. That's right. Time for the lead. Dorfman's 3. Mr. Dorfman was the mailman for the Mitchells and Wilsons in this early 60s sitcom. What is Dennis the Menace? Dorfman's 4. Best-selling South American author Ariel Dorfman was exiled from this country following violent 1973 coup. What is Chile? Dorfman's 5. He was New York Magazine's financial columnist and a CNN commentator, then went to USA Today. Well, we know the last name is Dorfman. The question is, what was his first name? If I put in just Dorfman, they're not going to accept it. The Dorfman we're talking about this time is named Dan Dorfman. Dan Dorfman. I'll take American Indians 400. It was he, not Sitting Bull, who led the Indians at Custer's last stand. Who is Crazy Horse? Alright, American Indians 500. Numbering some 140,000, this Southwest tribe is America's largest. Who are the Southwest tribe? Okay, I'll just say... Who are the Yuma? No, that's incorrect. Ugh. Oh, well, that's okay. Down to $900, but I'm hanging in there. Let's see if Matt knows this one. It's not the Yuma, so who is it? The Navajo! Navajo! Alright. It's alright, so Matt only charged me about $100. Let's get back to it. Streets 100. Financiers literally made a big impact on this street in October 1929. What is Wall Street? Nope. There's no K in Wall Street. Oh, food. Streets 2. Back up to $1,000. Okay, let's keep it going. London Street, where in the 60s you'd find the mods and the miniskirts. Matt gets this right, he'll tie me for the lead. We'll each have $1,000. Carnaby Street. Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with Carnaby Street. Got time for the lead right now. Let's keep going. Street 300. In a 1978 hit, Jerry Rafferty found his way down this street. What is Baker Street? Streets 4. The 1933 Martin Scorsese film starring Robert De Niro about hoodlums in New York City's Little Italy. What is Mean Streets? Streets 5. The band that made Asbury Park, New Jersey and Bruce Springsteen famous. What is the E Street Band? That's right. Up to 2,200. Okay, where do we want to go now? Do we want movies, playwrights, or hats? Hats 100. Moving its tassel to the left means you graduated. What is a mortarboard? Hats 2. The Western hat was originally named for this Easterner who designed it. What's a tam o' shanter? For some reason, that's who's coming to me. So I'm gonna say who is tam o' shanter. That's the only one I can think of. Makes sense. So. No, it wasn't tam o' shanter. $2,100. John Stetson! Okay, yeah, the Stetson hat. That makes sense. Movie's 100. To Dustin Hoffman, this 1982 film was a chewy chocolate candy. What is Tootsie? Movies 2. Daily Double. For $2,200. All in. Alright, here's the clue in movies. Film featuring March and Gaynor, Garland and Mason, or Streisand and Christopherson. What is A Star is Born? That's right! Double the money, 4,400. Movies 3. Dustin Hoffman and Alec Guinness were considered for this role that won an Oscar for Ben Kingsley. Did I get in? Yeah, I did. Okay. What is Gandhi? Movies 4. Alrighty. Walter Matthau and Tony Curtis both coached this kid's baseball team. Who are the Bad News Bears? Movies 5. He went from a bit part in Little Shop of Horrors to Oscars for Best Actor and Best Support. And it was Jack Nicholson. Oh, okay. Let's have hats 3. Ironically, this bishop's hat was once worn by Jewish high priests. And the bishop's hat is a mitre. Hats 4. This person makes women's hats. I'm going to give this one to Matt because I'm not sure. It's a milliner. Milliner. Alright, let's keep going. Playwright's 100. Known for his comedies, his Chapter 2 told of his remarriage after his wife's death. I don't know this one. And that playwright is Neil Simon. Oh, right, Neil Simon. Dustin Hoffman reincarnated his salesman on Broadway in 1984. Who's Eugene O'Neill? Wait, no, it's not Eugene O'Neill. No, it's Arthur Miller. Arthur Miller. Because Arthur Miller wrote Death of a Salesman, so I'm going with who's Arthur Miller. Oh, barf. There we go. There we go. Good thing I changed my answer. Playwrights 3. This is a real show. I get penalized. Though Irish, he is considered, after Shakespeare, to be Britain's greatest playwright. Was Christopher Marlowe? It's not Christopher Marlowe. I think I might know it now. But I still have $5,000, so I'm not worried. Oh, barf. George Bernard Shaw. Okay, George Bernard Shaw. Playwrights for? He wrote The Glass and the Man in the Glass Booth, but acted in Jaws and The Deep. Matt. His name is Robert Shaw. Okay, we have 2 clues left. Matt has $2,000. I have $5,000. The lacy headgear worn by the ladies of Spain. Mantilla, however you say it. Let's look at the last clue. He won Tonys for Torch Song Trilogy and La Cage aux Folles. La Cage aux Folles. The player's name is Harvey Fierstein. Harvey Fierstein. Alright, National Parks 200. Due to earthquakes, this Yellowstone geyser no longer erupts on time. What is Old Faithful? National Parks 4. Logs in this forest may be 150 million years old. What is the petrified forest? National Park 6. There are still unexplored areas of these New Mexico caves. What are the Carlsbad Caverns? That's the one. National Parks 8. Mount Whitney, the highest point in the lower 48 states, is in the national park named for its trees. What is, redwood? No, I don't think it's redwood. I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna say it was sequoia. Good thing I did. National Parks 1,000. $7,000 right now. This southern subtropical wilderness is home to matinees and TV's Gentle Ben. Southern subtropical. I'm gonna say one of the Everglades. It is indeed the Everglades, and I ran the category. What other categories do we have? We have banks and banking, let's rock, notice the quotation marks, time, World War II, and sports. Banks and banking 200. Curly-tailed depository of many a child's first savings. What's a piggy bank? Banks and banking 4. Special retirement plan, not Northern Ireland's political group. Matt. An IRA, which is correct. Let's rock for 1,000. Roy Shearer at birth, then Roy Fitzgerald, and finally this. Who's Rock Hudson? Let's rock 2. Massachusetts landmark that supposedly welcomed the state's first immigrants. What is Plymouth Rock? Let's rock 4. What you hit at your lowest point. What is rock bottom? Let's rock 6. A dissolving marriage or a well-iced drink. What is on the rocks? That's how I like my Dr. Pepper on the rocks, with plenty of crushed ice. Let's rock for 8. 5 figures got over $10,000. Carl Perkins blended R and C and W into this caucus rim combination. What is rock and roll? Oops. Oh, that's wrong. No, it's not rock and roll. Oh, wait a minute. I think I just figured it out. Well, $9,600, I'm not going to complain. I think it's rockabilly. Is it rockabilly? Yep, it just came to me. Alright. Bakes and Baking 600. Vacation funds you must sign twice. Traveler's checks. Oh, okay. Let's keep going. Time for 200. In England, it's traditionally 4 p.m. What is tea time? Oh, barf. Time for 400. $9,800 is where I stand. The shadow cast by a gnomon marks off the time of one of these clocks. What is a sundial? That'll put me back over $10,000. Time 6. And now 200 is where I stand. Clock with which Roman senators time speeches, often adding dirt to make it drip more slowly. What's an hourglass? Look at all this cash I'm racking up. It's not an hourglass. Ugh. water clock. Okay. Time for 800. Estimates of this human time period range from 25 to 30 years. What's the generation? Time 1,000? That's worth $10,000. It's the song Walter Houston sang, or When the Happenings Will See You. September. Oh, okay. That's up to $4,000. $10,400. Once was enough for Patty Hearst, but John Dillinger did it a dozen times. What is robbing a bank? There we go. Thanks for making 1,000. 1,200 is what I have right now. Headquartered in Washington, D.C., it is a specialized agency of the United Nations. And it's the World Bank. We have 2 categories left. Let's keep going. World War II, 400. The last German offensive of the war. Divers are still fighting it. What's the Battle of the Bulge? World War II, 2. He had nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. Who is Winston Churchill? World War II, 6. Daily double. You know what? I'm going to take all my poker chips. We're going to put them all on the table. I feel good about this. Here we go in World War II. What do we have? This country's plans were euphemistically called Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere. Okay, thank you. Coming. What is Japan? It is indeed Japan. And I have to go eat dinner real fast, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the game right here. We'll finish up right after this. Stay with us.